Hey, what's up YouTube? You're with gothatfunk, and this is a video response to JesusFreak777 and his recent video, In God We Trust. How you doing, Anthony? It's been a while since I've sent you a video response. Anyway, I was interested with your video, and like a lot of people who believe in some kind of a higher power, you seem a little bit excited to make sure that the phrase "In God We Trust" stays on the currency, and the recent activities in the House sort of supporting that. You're quite glad about, and I understand that. Now, I'm not one of these atheists who makes the argument that we shouldn't have the phrase on the currency because of the separation of church and state. The word God all by itself doesn't really denote any single religion. In fact, it's one of the few things that the majority of religions have in common. Whether you're Jewish, Christian, Muslim, or even Hindu, hell, even pantheists have some kind of conception of the divine. So the word God means different things to different people, but to a lot of people it has a significant emotional resonance. And I don't necessarily feel that the word God all by itself is favoring any one religion over any others. And I think that was the point of separation of church and state, was that no religion or religious philosophy would have primacy over any other. So in that sense, I think people who make the argument that it's a violation of separation of church and state, they do have a point, but I don't think it's a very strong one. Whether my point that I'm about to make is any stronger, I can't really say. I'll leave that up to the viewers. But from my point of view, Anthony, the reason I object to the phrase being on the currency is because I think it's a little bit insidious associating God and money together. That people all around the world, and hell, even some stand-up comedians in America have said that Americans worship money. And, you know, I live abroad, Anthony, and have done for the past 22 years. And, of course, there are other parts in the world where, you know, the economy is largely driven on consumption and so forth. But in America, we put an awful lot of importance on material possessions, the acquisition of wealth, and so on, in a way that you just don't find in most other parts of the country, other parts of the world, I should have said. Whether or not that has anything to do with God being on the currency, I can't personally say. But I do think it's a little bit insidious to associate God and money. I think God being a spiritual concept and money being a material facilitator seems a little bit contradictory to me, and I don't necessarily think the two should be associated in such a blatant way. That said, it's just 4 words on a banknote or on a coin, and those 4 words don't really bother me. I'm going to use the money whether they're there or not, right? So in a sense, from my point of view, frankly, if it makes believers feel that little bit better, fine, whatever. It really doesn't, you know, confront me any. But what I will say about it is, I'm curious to people who do believe in some sort of higher power, in what sense as a nation does America put its trust in God? As a nation. I would agree 1,000% that individuals may put their trust in God. But as a nation, in what sense do we put our trust in God? Do we trust God to protect our borders? No. We've got a military for that. Do we trust God for our economic prosperity? No, not really. So in what sense do we trust God to make sure that our politicians make wise decisions? I don't think that's the case. So I'm curious, in what sense is it a genuine phrase, "In God we trust"? That might seem like a bit pedantic to you, I don't know, but to me it seems a little bit disingenuous. It seems like wishful thinking, I suppose, is the best way I can put it. So there you go, Anthony. There's my 2 cents. If it makes people like yourself feel better to have "In God we trust" on the money, me personally as an atheist, I'm not bothered. So there you go. Thank you all for watching this video, and until next time, may all your ups and downs be ups.